Welcome back to Dicey Shores, where RPG dice determine my path to progressing through brighter shores. And we are sat at level 103 total. However, we are currently locked out of most of Hopeport, and I've made a few changes to the spreadsheet to reflect this. So currently, our alchemist level is locked behind Forager, which we need one more level to get to the starfish that we need to advance that. Our chef level is locked behind 8 gatherer for the initial leek to make the basic chicken and leek pie. And then our fisher is locked also behind forager, that being the level 20... Ooh, what are you? Level 26 passive of Slippy Sea Slugs, which I still can't say. So, interestingly enough, that means that we're going to have to re-roll a 3 through a 5 on our dice table. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, I just did a little bit of conditional formatting in the background on the spreadsheet so that when it appears, I am then able to remember which results to add back to the table. So without further ado, let's see what we're grinding. Okay, so not a 4, because we cannot do chef currently. Not a 4, because we cannot do chef currently. Not a 3, this is a disaster. There we go, some combat, something we actually can do. So that's gonna send us back to get an order from Wendy's. I'm thinking some spicy nuggets this time. But yeah, so one more level of them, and then we can move on to some slippery snakes. I did go ahead and when I did the rearranging of the quartermaster inventory, I'm just gonna do this initial reset. When I cleaned out the quartermaster inventory, I did make sure that I was, and I will double check right now, but I did make sure that I was wearing my best in slot for fighting these guys, just because I anticipated going back. I also opted to, so is this still the shout? I also opted to equip this guard sword. Oh, it won't give me the compare screen if I equip it from the storage. Yeah, so I think the raw damage is probably going to be a... my goodness, taking too long. Raw damage is probably going to be a better shout than the elemental weakness, I think. If I feel that that is no longer the case, I will switch back to elemental. But yeah, I think for now, we're just going to try to outdamage this guy rather than opt for going for the elemental weakness. Although hitting a 5 is perhaps not filling me with the most confidence, but hopefully we'll get some decent RNG here, and we won't be here for too long. It's already looking... it's already looking okay. I'm cautiously optimistic. Jeez. Oh, we might actually have a better... I will say I would love for them to add a right click, because it is a bit difficult to pick that stuff up. There we go. No. And by that I mean like a like you right click the tile and you see all the stuff in there. Knowing my knowing me, I'm gonna say that, and somebody in the comments is gonna be like, oh yeah, there's a setting in the in the settings for that, which I'm actually going to check now that I'm saying that. Can I open controls? No, I can't. Oh well, that's fine. I'm sure everything's fine. Whoa, hello, a wooden hexagon shield. I was gonna say wood says to me that's guardian only. That sucks, because that would be a great upgrade. It can be used to create an epic shield though, so when we get to the point where we can do lost and found, that will hopefully be worth keeping around by that point. So I'll deposit that for the time being. But damn, I did get trolled by that drop a little bit. But you know what? We can't win them all. We'll get there. But yeah, if I can start like banking some other class armor to then be converted into epics down the line, I think we will be sitting pretty. It's funny because on my main, I haven't done a ton of active combat. Like, on and off, I will passive combat, to the point where my equipment is actually too low to fight certain things, and then I end up having to, like, go buy or make some. But yeah, so it's nice, again, like, similar to the way that we're collecting material and then crafting using the material that we collect. It'll be nice to actually be playing an account where I'm kind of grinding the equipment myself rather than crafting / buying it when like I'm very low effort on combat on my main. This one is going to be a considerable bit more in the way of active combat just because we are actively training skills. So I'm using typeless on this, aren't I? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the things that I know I'm going to sell to the bottom, and then the things that I need to assess compared to our current banked equipment, I think I'll keep at the top. Because I think it'll be a little quicker than like stopping what I'm doing, checking the quartermaster every time for whether or not to keep the weapon until it comes time to like manage my inventory. Yeah. I'm just trying to make this as AFK-ish while I'm editing as I can. Okay, I was like doing all right last level. This is probably the like third time I've died in quick succession to one of these things. I'm wondering if the elemental weakness wasn't the big like difference maker. I didn't think it was. Well, I mean, that's certainly... Oh, no. Wait, I got it. Oh, damn it. I thought this guy attacked me, which is why I was going to reset. I thought that was the big, like, difference maker. Or I don't know if that made a difference. I didn't think it did, I think is what I'm trying to say. But apparently, it very well might have. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting really unlucky. But, yeah. Kills are getting harder, and the monster didn't level up. The only thing that has changed is this sword that I'm using. So maybe I swap back. I don't know. I'm gonna try a few more. See how I feel. I'm clicking around board and I realized I've broken my own rules yet again. Shocker. I should have actually fought a back alley thug before I came here. That is my bad. So let's go take care of that real quick. I think they're over here. I don't actually know. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, is this the only place they are? Easy. All right, let's get one of these. Put them up, put them up. Any day now, bud. I swear, yeah, like, maybe it is just me. This sword does really feel slow. Like, I don't know if... Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, there's the thug. We've done it. So we are currently active on all of these. Got our gallery cards. Yeah, that's the thing is I think when I'm at the current level and a grind starts, I really need to do a good job of like checking back on my list of things. I mean, that's kind of the whole reason I'm just gonna reset that. That's kind of the whole reason I did it. I was just grabbing a comment for the for one of the screenshots. That's kind of the whole reason I made this profession tracker side, so that I had a list of like to do things, and I just haven't I just fully have not been reading it when I roll. Again, I think part of that comes down to the fact that I'm still working off of one monitor, and I really need to sort that out. I get paid next week, so I probably will use some of that pay to finally get a second monitor because I currently have a dual arm system. I was talking about this in the Blades of Adotheria Discord, which shout out to them as always. I have like 2 monitor arms, and so one is just completely empty because I have not bought the second monitor yet. So we'll get there. We will get there, and then we can truly achieve our full second monitor game potential. Let's see if I can get. Oh, how many games do you think I can play at once? Because there are times where I'm doing crime den raids in Brighter Shores on my main. I'm doing... Ooh, new bow. Hello? Okay. I'll have to check that against the current Arbor A1. There's times where I'm doing crime den raids. I'm doing... Right now I'm training fishing in 2004scape. If I get back into OSRS, I was thinking about doing a chunk man because I don't know. I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. And on my Steam Deck, I'm usually playing Poke MMO. So like, there's potential to do 4 games at once, and that's not even all on the PC. That's in my Steam Deck as well. So that's like 3 monitors. I'm actually gonna go cross-eyed if I keep doing stuff like that. Honestly, I don't know how. I don't know how people do it. My brain can only multitask so much. Another KP means another 14 silver and ooh, kettle helmet. Hello. Nope, not quite. Close, but not quite. Again, definitely some best in slots here though, because I am seeing more green arrows often than not. Just not for Cryone. I still do tend to be in the best in slot for this resistance. Oh, wow. I just got super distracted. Absolutely gorgeous day out today. I think we're going to go on a bit of a long walk. We live near a couple of, like, bridges, so we're thinking about, like, going across one, stopping for coffee, circling back across the other one, do, like, a big old loop up alongside the river. And then it's really funny. My wife was in a work call, and she texted me a link to a local cinema showing because her coworkers mentioned it, that they were going yesterday, and there's another showing tonight, and it's The Room, like the famously bad movie, live with Greg Sestero. Like he's either doing commentary or signing after or something, I don't know, but I was like, we have to go. Like, we absolutely have to go. What a fucking dream. Like, this, I think that's the first F-bomb I've dropped in this series. Oh gosh, should I bleep that? I don't know. Play fast and loose with swearing, to be honest. I'm trying to keep it down in these videos to keep them chill, but yeah, like, it was just so funny. I was like, dude, I've tried to get her to watch this movie, and she absolutely refused. And then if it's a live event, she's like, yeah, I'll go. Like, it sounds cool. Like, let's go. And it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be so bad. I'm so excited. I am gonna quickly jump back to Hopeport and deposit all this hair. I'll fiddle around with the equipment inventory if it comes down to my inventory being full. I don't think so. I think we have about like 10 more kills to go. I don't remember what these experience rates are. Whoops. What are they called? I don't remember this initial one. Twisteds. So the twisted ones... Yeah, it's like 1100 experience, it looks like. I mean, that being said, I feel like the experience drops are different. Like, I feel like when I calculated it out for something, I got less or more experience than I was expecting. So I don't know if that's a matter of the wiki being not up to date on it, or if it's a matter of combat, like all things combat kind of being relative to your level. I don't know. I'm sure there's some formula, or it's just as simple as like the wiki's a little bit out of date on that. But either way, again, the wiki, like, even the fact that there is a wiki I will totally take that because it is so nice to have that sort of resource for the community and like built by the community. It's very cool. But yeah, the room tonight, I'm so excited. It's gonna be ridiculous. So I am probably going to have to stop recording for the day soon, but I'm currently editing the first episode that I like split the recording across 2 days. Again, totally by accident. I just like plans changed that night and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm done for the night then. But it wasn't too bad. It's just I have to like really keep track of it. Like I got to keep good notes on like video files, and I don't know. I just have to use my background in like production. Like I need to like practice the thing that I got like my degree in. Basically I have to stop being lazy, which is not easy for me to do. It's funny, the episode that I was just editing, I make a joke about Halle Berry, not like at her expense, but just there's a Halle Berry in my, or a Halle Berry, I don't know, a berry that looked like her name in my inventory, and I made like a reference to something, and it like for whatever reason reminded, because I referenced Catwoman, and it for whatever reason reminded me of The Hangover, where he sings the tiger song, and I like, do you remember the absolute stranglehold that movie had on like comedy? Like just the movie scene, when, at least when I was like in high school, like I feel like that was the movie that everybody was quoting. Like, oh my God, it was hysterical. Like it's one of those that I'm like, I kind of want to watch it again to see if it holds up, but like I also don't. Like I know there's there's definitely some problematic things in it, like right off rip, that I can remember, but like it just, yeah, it's just one of those that like, wow, like I don't know that there's been a comedy movie in a while that like everybody is quoting, everybody is talking about. Like do like comedies get made anymore? Like my wife and I wanted to see oh, and that's 28. Jeez, I'm like talking about movies, and oh look, we're starting to see Mind of Mantabon people. Look at them. That's awesome. So 28 combat get. Look at that. All right. Well, while I was yapping, I'll finish that train of thought in a moment. Let's just pop back over to our list here. So yeah, as we can see, we are grayed out on a few things still. That hasn't changed. So for now, we will roll more combat. Okay, we're gonna keep killing stuff. That's fine by me. It's pretty chill. Takes a while. I will deposit while I finish this thought though. No, like there's that new like Tim Robinson movie. I think it's just called Friendship. And like where he like just gets obsessed with like Paul Rudd as like a friend neighbor. It's a weird one. I think it's A24. And it's just not coming to the UK. Like it's just not getting distributed over here. So like I don't know where to watch it. Like I have to wait for it to like go on streaming. Like just sucks. I don't know that I've had that happen yet. Like I'm so spoiled by like having grown up in America and like just getting all those movies, and then it's like, oh yeah, like things sometimes just don't get an international release. It's very weird. This is like the movie episode. I keep talking about movies. What's your favorite movie? Tell me in the comments. Engagement. I'm going to probably, I actually don't know what Snake's deal is. I think, they attack with Tempeste, I think. That sounds right. Or Vipers, whatever they're called. Immune to Tempeste, vulnerable to Cryonate. Oh, cool. So we can use our namesake here. So I'm going to do a little bit of inventory rearrangement. And then I will come back when I am killing snakes. Wow, it has been a week and a half since that last clip. I forgot how busy I was going to be. Just like a lot of like real life fun things, all fun things. No, nothing emergency inducing. Just some poor time management on my part. But yeah, I guess next episode I'll probably leave for a lot of that like life stuff. But since I was gone, we're on just about week 8 of the weekly leak. But since I was gone, they put the previous one in game, which is really cool. So I don't have to do any sort of extra editing if I ever want to talk about these. I could just I could just, when I go onto the login screen, like kind of go through it really quickly on video. I probably won't do anything as comprehensive as like Valerie does, for example, just because her videos are so well, first of all, they're partnered with Fen, and second of all, that she's just much better at kind of going through it in like bite-sized, easily digestible videos, and that's really not the focus of what I'm doing right now. But I do think it's really cool to see how far along Stonemaw Hill is getting, and they've since added the 7th star, and I do notice that there's a fair bit of space over here, so maybe 7 isn't the max that we're gonna see. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It seems like Hope Forest 3 is coming along very nicely, so you know, all will be revealed in tomorrow's weekly leak. But for now, we're gonna pop back in. Another thing is my I don't know, I'm just gonna bounce around between accounts here. My main right now, this is really exciting. I am, if if it's ever gonna let me load in, I am nearly 20 levels away from maxing alchemy, which is so cool. I want to have it at least 490 by the time Stonemaw comes out. I think I've said that many a time, but yeah, super cool to see that. And I'm doing like really inefficient passive work on it. So, oh god, oh no, and I was doing merchant, and so I've like totally rearranged my entire thing so that I could see bounties at the same time. Oh god, okay, I think this is correct. I think this is how my inventory usually is. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, so I'm going to double check that I actually set myself up with the correct equipment before I logged out. I think I did. And then I'm gonna get to snake stomp it. God, I'm a complete fool. I completely missed the gallery card on that. That was the first snake kill. So I'm gonna do it again. This is, check out the first ever snake kill. I'm so sorry. I literally, like, I was mid-editing, and then I realized I was out of footage. This was truly an on-the-fly, like, oh, I left this in such a state before I disappeared for, like, a week and a half, and I completely forgot that I needed to record some more footage after the previous one. Wow. This was an upgrade in every regard except for the thing that we're actually fighting. That's so depressing. I also do forget that these guys are ranged, and so there's almost no point in doing a ranged opener. And I am back on my conspiracy theory here that the rapier is for sure faster than the one-handed sword I was using. Like, I feel like I'm hitting so much quicker. Which leads me to believe that unless something is resistant, or I just have a much, much better elemental strength weapon, like, I feel like I just used the rapier. Like, that feels like the shout. I don't know. There was also, I think it's worth mentioning, just because I like to kind kind of like, I like the time capsule nature of these videos. They did just recently add that, like, if you've moved away from the, I might have just screwed up this kill by clicking, but nope, we're good. Mid combat, if you've moved away from the monster you're fighting, like the example they give is like if you're dodging a special attack, basically, and then you're going to attack the monster again, you could just click on it and it starts attacking it again. I think previously you had to probably select the weapon again. I'm trying to remember how it was previously. But that's definitely in the wake of Holshanks and the Missing Fisherman, I think. Oh, it's so weird seeing the 7-star. That's so funny. I wonder what the max amount of stars is going to be. Will there ever be a max amount of stars, or will they just keep tacking them on? Because I believe, if I remember right, Paul said that the star rating is sort of akin to like the level requirements that you can expect in the quest. Being like, you know, I want to say if it's 6, it's like you need like levels like 60s ish in a skill. So 7, I imagine 70s. Which, yeah, just super cool. I do like that quests are continuing, like the quest formula is continuing to evolve like so early on. Like, I feel like there could have very easily been a period where it stagnated, where it's like, okay, we've had like the same formula for quests for like 10, 20 quests now, but like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the innovations on the existing kind of bare bones formula feel really cool. So I know I'm gonna save a lot of the like life updatey things or just like what I've been up to the last like week and a half for next video, but I do feel like I owe you the follow-up to how was The Room live with Greg Sestero, and it was hilarious. He is so nice. So I actually like went up to go buy the Disaster Artist book because I've been meaning to read it. Kind of as you know, as somebody A, who is a fan of how insane this movie is, and B, who with like a background in production and like being somebody that worked on like really crunchy indie movie sets, sometimes with really, really bad management. The story fascinates me. And so yeah, I went to go like talk to him, and he was super nice, super down to earth. And then I ended up so like at the beginning of this live show, the live showing, he, I guess, like reads it, like does a scene with audience members, and he just immediately was like, what was funny is like I was wearing like a Jay and Silent Bob shirt, and we were talking about Clerks, and he had just been to like Kevin Smith's theater in New Jersey, and he was like, do you want to do a scene? I was like, what? Yeah, okay. He was like, all right, cool, you're cast. And so that was really nice. He pulled me and this other person up on stage, and we read a scene from like the original like screenplay, not the one that got turned into the movie, but like what it was based off of, which is just as crazy. Signed a copy of it. He signed the book for me. Like, it was just, oh, it was so cool. And then I didn't even realize they're remaking it apparently. And because he had shown a bunch of scenes from like reshot scenes, recreated scenes with Bob Odenkirk among other actors. And they're definitely like playing the scenes earnestly. Like, the script is the same, the lines are the same, but the acting caliber, like, they're treating it like it's a serious movie, which I think is hysterical. Like, they're playing it earnestly. And ooh, this might be a wipe. Yep, there it is. Damn. I'm getting too jazzed talking about terrible cinema right now. But yeah, didn't know that was happening. And then Greg, obviously, he directs movies and has a couple of projects that are coming out, and so showed some trailers for those, and those look super cool. I hope there's a way to support those over here. Excuse me. Sorry, I haven't talked all morning, and then I'm just like getting really animated, and apparently that gives me the hiccups. Jeez. But no, he seems like he's been to this cinema here before, though, so like hopefully it gets shown over here, because it's like a local, like, independent theater. So yeah, just super cool night. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Not a ton more to say. Like I said, I mean, I'll get more into all of the things that I've been up to in the last week in the next video. I just wanted to sort of like wrap up the length of this video, just so that we're consistent with our run times and whatnot. Another one that hasn't had a ton of progress, if I'm being perfectly honest. Ooh, yeah, I'll take more money, thank you. And then again, these upgrades are awesome, but like just not right now. So we'll get there. But yeah, I was thinking about it, where there were a couple of videos where we're just ripping through levels, and a lot of that is down to them being early levels. But I'm wondering if, instead of me just talking and talking and talking for the entirety of a kill, or entirety of a grind like this, I should like break up my thoughts into pieces. It's hard because like I want conversation to flow naturally. Jesus Christ, I am getting my ass kicked right now. I want the conversation to flow naturally, but I also do want to keep the progress of the videos fluid as well. So like I almost want to say, oh, I'll talk for a couple of minutes, I'll pause, I'll keep grinding, I'll unpause, I'll continue the thought like for a couple. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want that to ever feel like it's inauthentic. But I also don't want a video to necessarily be 30 straight minutes of me talking during one continuous clip, unless the conversation like begs that of me. But yeah, I don't know. It's all kind of part of the experience of me learning how to make videos like this. And hopefully you're seeing improvements here and there, and you're enjoying the journey nonetheless. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on killing snakes, and I'll catch you in the next video. And yeah, we'll talk about just the last like week of my life. I've been on holiday, and it's been an absolute blast. So until then, yeah, just thanks for watching, and oh god, how do I sign these off? Hey Gorman, how do I sign these off, man? Oh yeah, have a good one.